Children, today we are going to discuss some examples on list cost method. So before that, example for homework by using solve, find initial basic feasible solution by northwest corner method by NWCM. Okay, so example is take example here D1, D2, D3, D4, here supply. Okay, here S1, S2, here 2 from. Okay, S1, S2, S3, and here given that demand. Here values for D1 column, S1 row 21, 16, then 15, then 3, then 11, then S2 column 17, then 18, then 14, okay, then 12, then 13, and for S3 column is 32, 27, 18, 41, then supply is 91, and demand is for D1 column 6, D2 column 10, then 12 and 15. Okay, so solve this example by using northwest corner method. Okay, so how to find here? Start from S1 D1 for 21, so less than D1 is 6 is less than 11, so allocate this 6, subtract this 6 is equal to remaining only 5. Okay, then delete this column, again start from this D2 S1, then here 5 is less than 10, so allocate 5, remove this row, remove this S1 row. Okay, and here subtract here 10 minus 5 is equal to remaining 5, again start from 18. Okay, so S1 is removed here. Okay, again start from 18 has here 13 is greater than 5, so allocate here 5, subtract 5, remaining only 8. Okay, and remove this D2 column, again start from 14. Okay, 8 and 12, 8 is less than 12, so allocate here 8, therefore remove row, S2 row remove. Okay, and here 8 minus 8 is equal to remaining 4. Okay, again start from 18. Okay, remaining only 18 and 41, so 18 is 4 because 19, and here remaining 4 is less than 19. Okay, and lastly, so delete this remove D3 column, and remaining only S3 row and D4 column, so there here subtract from 4 is 15, and 15, so 15 is equal to 15, so take any one of the value is 15. Okay, and so therefore number of allocation 1 2 3 4 5 6, and number of row and number of columns are 4 and 3 7 minus 1. Okay, number of allocation is equal to m plus n minus 1, and take their cost 21 into 6 plus 16 into 5 plus 18 into 5 into 14 into 8 plus 18 into 4 plus 41 into 15, and find their total cost. Okay, in this way. Then next example is solve by find initial basic feasible solution by LCM, list cost method. Okay, so using list cost method, example find initial basic feasible solution by LCM. So example 2 and find. Okay, example is D1, D2, D3, D4. Here S1, S2 and S3. Here demand. Okay, so first example of here take value 19, 30, then 50, then 10. Okay, then S2 column is 70, 30, 40 and 60. Then next is 48, 70 and 20, and here supply are given that 7, 9 and 18, and demand is given that 5, 8 7 and here 14. Okay, so here 14. Okay, by using least cost method to finding the solution of, by using least cost method. So by using least cost method, so algorithm is select the cell with the lowest cost. Okay, select the cell with lowest cost in the entire transportation table and allocate as much as possible to this cell. Then eliminate line out, eliminate row or column. Okay, in either supply or demand is given. Okay, so here column is given, selecting the cell with lowest cost in the entire transportation problem. So here we have to select any number. Okay, any number which is a less than, which is smallest element of all elements. Okay, this is a smallest element in all elements. So here 19, 30, 50, 10. Here 8 is the smallest element in all these elements. So selecting 8. Okay, for 8 has D2 column has supply is D2 column has demand is 8 and supply is 18. Okay, for 8 has supply is 18 and demand is 8. So 8 is less than 18. 8 is less than 18. So allocate. Again here, in which if row and column are both satisfied simultaneously, if supply is equal to demand, then there this condition is given. If not, then in this case smallest unit cost cell is not unique. Then select cell where the maximum allocation will be made. Okay, if number of supply and number of demand are same, supply and demand for given cost is same, then selecting a supply or demand by using if we made making a number of allocation are made from given cost. But here demand is 8 and supply is 18, so allocate here 8. Okay, allocate here 8. Allocate here 8. Okay, and remove column D2. After adjusting the supply and demand for all uncross and repeat same process for above, only only here select a cost, select a minimum cost, that is select the cell with the lowest cost in the entire transportation problem. Okay, this is least cost method, only selecting the least number in given transportation problem. So here 8 is a smallest element in all given transportation problem, and for 8 demand is 8 and supply is 18, and so demand is less than supply, so allocate here 8. Okay, and remove this column. Okay, so deleting this column. Again here 18 minus 8 is equal to remaining 10. Okay, so remaining here 10. Then select the lowest number in above. Okay, remaining column and row. Okay, select the minimum number. So 19, then 10. 10 is a second smallest element in remaining table. Okay, so for this here 7, here is also 7. Okay, for both, in both cases 7 is for 10 has demand is 14 and supply is 7, so allocate here is 7 and remove row S1. So 7 minus 7, 14 minus 7 is equal to 7 remaining. Okay, then 70, 40, 40, 70 and 60, 20 are remaining only D1, D3 and D4 column and S2 and S3 row. Okay, so in this row select then minimum of this is 20. Okay, 20 is minimum of this element, so this is 20 and remaining here 7 and 10. 20 for cost S3 row, 20 is minimum in all these elements and for 20 has supply is 10 and demand is 7. So 7 is remaining, 7 is smallest, so selecting this 7 and remove this row. Okay, removing this row. Again minimum cost is, so here 10 minus 7 is equal to 3 remaining. So deleting D4, remaining only S2 S3 row and D1 and D3 column. Okay, then select the minimum here are 50 40 are two elements are here, smallest element. So select any one of these. Okay, select any. If we selecting this 40, if we selecting this 40, or if we selecting this 40, okay, if we selecting this 40, then 40 has demand is 7 and supply is 9, so take their value is 7. Okay, and remove this column. Okay, and 9 minus 7 is equal to remaining only 2. Okay, and then select the minimum is, this is a minimum, 40 is minimum and 40 minimum, their supply is 7 and demand is 5, so they allocate 3, and here 5 minus 3 is equal to 2 remaining. Okay, and so removing this row also, and only here remaining only S2 row and D1 column only remaining. So D1 column only one value is 70, and 70 has value, 70 has supply is 2 and demand is also 2, so take their value is 2. Okay, in this way, and therefore number of allocation 1 2 3 4 5 6. Here number of columns are 4, number of rows are 3. Now 4 plus 3 7 and minus 1 6. Number of allocation is equal to m plus n minus 1. Okay, that is sum of row and column minus 1. Okay, and take their cost in this way, 10 into 7 plus 70 into 2 in this way. Okay, so for list cost method, select the list element in given transportation problem and allocate the demand or supply. Okay, only allocate a demand or supply using northwest corner method. Okay, so here 8 is smallest element. 8 is smallest element. Here 8 is smallest element in given transportation problem. Therefore their supply equal to 7. Sorry, their supply is equal to 8 and demand their demand is 18. Therefore allocate cost 8 has demand 8. Okay, and remove D2 column. Therefore reduce table is, so their reduce table is, take their values in this way. Reduce table is to and from. Okay, D1 D3 D4 S1 S2 S3 and then demand and here supply. Okay, so in D1 column 90 70 40, 90 70 40. Then next is 50 40 70, 50 40 is and 70. D2 column is deleted. Okay, then D4 column is 10 60 20, 10 60 20. Okay, and then supply is 7 9 18 minus 8, 7 9. here 18 minus 8 remaining only 10, and demand is 5 7 14, 5 7 and 14. Okay, so here number of column number of supply is equal to number of demand. 10 9 7 19, here 16 plus 10 26, and here 12 plus 14 is 26. Okay, so here again for this column, here smallest element, select the smallest element. So smallest element is here 19. So here this is here 10 is smallest element. So allocate for this, allocate 7 and 14. So less than is 7. Okay, allocate 7 for cost 10, and remove row S1, removing row S1. So reduce table is row 2 from. So here D1 D3 D4. So S1 column, S1 row is removing, so remaining only S2 and S3, putting their value 70 40 60. Here supply is 9. Okay, and here for D1 S3 row 40 70 and 20, and here supply is 10. Okay, supply is 10. 18 minus 8 is equal to 10 remaining, and their demand is 5 7, and 14 minus 7 is equal to 7. Okay, so again here 10 minus 19, and here 7 7 14 plus 5 is equal to 19. Total number of supply is equal to total number of demand. Again select the minimum of this, minimum cost of given transportation remaining table, minimum cost in remaining table. So 20 is smallest element, in given table, in remaining table, in remaining cost. So allocate supply there for this supply, for 20 has supply is 10, and demand is 7. So allocate for this cost, allocate 20, allocate cost 20 has this 7, therefore 7 is demand. So remove D4, removing D4. Okay, removing D4, we get reduced table is 2 and from. Okay, here D1 D3, and here supply. So here delete D4 column, and here S2 and S3, remaining only 70 40 and 40 70. Okay, and so demand here supply is remaining here 9, and here 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. Okay, and for D1 column is 5 and 7 as it is. Again select the smallest element for this. Again select smallest element. Here 40 is smallest element. Choose any one of the 40. Choose this 40 or this 40. So both are choosing any one of this. So 40 is smallest element, and then allocate for 40. Allocate for this 40 as 7, remaining here 2. Okay, 18 minus 9 minus 7 is equal to 2, and deleting this row. Again remaining only one column and 2 row. So their smallest element is here 40, and their supply is 3 minus 3 and 2. Okay, in this way, and therefore lastly I am writing here lastly transportation problem with allocation. Transportation transport continue in this way, delete one row, delete one column in this way, by using supply and demand, as well as using supply and demand. Okay, therefore transportation table with allocation is here 2 and from here S1, S2 and S3, here D1, D2, D3 and D4, and here supply. Okay, so put their value. D1 has value 19, 30, 50, 10. 19, 50, 30, 10. Okay, 90, 30, 50, 10. 90, 30, 50, 10. Their supply is 7. Their supply is 7. Then S2 column has 70, 30, 40, 60. 70, 30, 40, 60, and there is 9. And for S3 row 48, 70, 20. 48, 70, 20. And lastly is demand is 5, 8, 7, 14. 5, 8, 7 and 14. Total number of demand is equal to total number of supply is 24. Here also total number of supply is total number of demand. This is correct. Okay, then their allocation is for first 8 has allocation is 8. Okay, your allocation for first table is 8 has allocation 8. Then 10 has allocation, is 7. Okay, then 10 has allocation is 7. Then third column 20 has allocation is 7. 20 has allocation is 7. Here 7. Then next column is 70 D1S2 has 2. Then 40, this 40 has 7. Then this 40 has 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so number of allocation is equal to, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this 6. Okay, so therefore number of allocation is equal to, number of allocation is equal to 6 is equal to m plus n minus 1, where m is a number of rows and n is a number of columns. Okay, number of columns, and therefore initial basic feasible solution is obtained. Okay, initial basic feasible solution is obtained, and therefore total cost is equal to 70 into 2 plus 10 into 7 plus 40 into 7 plus this 40 into 3, okay, then remaining 20 into 7 plus 8 into 8. So find their values. Here 140 plus 70 plus 280 plus 120 and then 140, then 16. Okay, so find their values. Then their value is 140, 28 280 and 120 is 300 400 then 400 plus 140 280 plus 30 350 plus 400 plus remaining only 16. Okay, remaining only 16. Then there 7, their value is 70 into 2 140 10 70, then 40 into 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 16, and then their value is 737316. This is their value. Okay, this is our solution of given transportation problem. In this way we solve another example also. Next example 2 4. Okay, 2. Here given that D1 D2 D3 D4 S1 S2 S3 and demand, and here supply. Solve by LCM. Solve initial BC feasible solution by LCM. Okay, so taking their values are 1 2 1 4 and supply is 30. Then 3, there will be 3 2 1, and then next is 4 2 5 9 4 2 5 9. Okay, and demand is given that 20 40 30 10, and here also 50 and 20. So here number of supply is equal to number of demand or not. Here 40 30 70 100, and here also 100. So number of supply is equal to total supply is equal to total demand. Total supply is equal to total demand. Okay, so therefore by using LCM method, select smallest element in given problem. Okay, so select smallest element in this given transportation problem. Okay, so here smallest element is 1 1 1. Okay, for here 1 also, here also 1, here also 1. Okay, so how to selecting this? If we selecting by using this, here given that if row and column are both satisfied simultaneously, then cross off either row or column in case the smallest unit cost cell is not unique. Then select the cell where the maximum allocation be made. This is very important. Select the cell where the maximum allocation be made. Okay, so here what element is here selecting? If we selecting this row or this number 1, then here number of allocation is exist or not. Here number of allocation is here 30 30. Okay, so again here confusion, here demand select or supply select. Okay, and similarly for if we selecting this, then here 20. Okay, here one allocation is exist. Okay, so removing this, again remaining only this. Okay, again remaining only this, here again 10. Okay, if we selecting this, then their cost is again 10. So removing this, again 1 is remaining, this 1 is remaining all. Okay, so here remaining only 20. Then if we, smallest element in this is 1. Okay, so here again 10. Okay, and so removing this, remaining only one row and one column. Okay, one row and three column and one row. So again smallest element is here 2 has value is 20. Okay, and so we get, if we selecting this row, okay, if we selecting this number, smallest number, so number of allocation is only 1 2 3 4. Okay, that is which is not equal to number of row is equal to number of column. So select, so delete for this, if we cross, if we this is row and column both satisfy simultaneously smallest element, then we have to selecting the cell whereas the maximum allocation be made, maximum allocation. Here if we selecting this number, then only 4 allocations are exist. Okay, if we selecting this row, then here also only remaining minimum allocation here exists, that is not equal to m plus n minus 1. Okay, so therefore select this column, select this number. Okay, if we selecting this number, then here allocation is 10, so remaining only 40, so deleting this column. Okay, so taking their values is different. Okay, to and from, so d1 d2 d3 and d4, s1 s2 and s3. Okay, 1 1 to 1 4, 3 3 2 1, then 4 2 5 9, and here supply and here demand. Okay, so 20 40 30 10, and there 30 50 and 20. Okay, here 100 solution is. Okay, so in this way selecting the minimum number in given transportation problem, whereas the maximum allocation be made. So select this one. Okay, select this one, so their demand is 10, supply is 50, take demand less than. Okay, so remaining is 40, so delete this row, sorry, delete this column. Okay, then select the minimum of this, select the minimum of this, any one of the minimum. Okay, how to select? If we selecting this row, if we selecting this d3, okay, then here 30, here 30, take any one of the 30. Okay, so if we taking supply is equal to allocate here, then remove this column directly. Okay, so removing this column, then here only taking here value is 0, remaining 30 minus 30 is equal to 0. Okay, so remaining select the 2 is remaining element in given remaining table. So 2, and here also 2, select any one of these. If we selecting this, then their value is 0. Okay, so delete this row, and here 40 as it is, 40 minus 0 is equal to 40 as it is. Then minimum of this is 2 as value here 40, here 20, so 20 is less than 40. Okay, so deleting row S3 row, deleting, so here remaining only 20, and then select the 3 here minimum, choose any one of these, here if is selecting this, if is 20 and 40, so here is 20, so delete this and remaining only one element, so here 20, and here 20 minus 20 is equal to 20, so this is 20. So number of allocation is equal to number of allocation 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, number of allocation is equal to 6 is equal to m plus n minus 1, that is 3 plus 4 minus is equal to 6 is equal to 6. Okay, and this is initial basic feasible solution. Okay, therefore in this way find the values. Okay, so their solution is 1 into 30 plus 3 into 20 plus 3 into 20 plus 2 into 0 into 110 plus 1 into 10 plus 2 into 20, and so find their values. Okay, so their cost is 40 plus 60 100, 100 plus 60 160, 160 plus 40, 160 plus 40 is equal to 200. Their cost is equal to 200. Okay, in this way find the solution of given transportation problem by using LCM.